Hey, Pono, this is the fucking damn it. Welcome to the Johnny Tsunami podcast.
What the fuck just happened?
Johnny Tsunami and Rocket League
That's fuck. What's
or Rocket Power. Rocket Power.
Power, okay.
Not the car game, the Nickelodeon cartoon.
I was gonna say the car game. What? What just happened?
Oh my god. So, still can't think of a way of starting this show that I like, but welcome to Barely a Destiny Show, the show where we barely talk about Destiny. I'm your host, Det Ben Malone, and with me, as always, in person today is Xanafan711, my brother Steve. What's up, dude?
Not too much. My laptop took a crap on me, working on fixing it. So good thing we live in the same town. But anyway, hey, how do you stop a wet dog from smelling?
I don't know, Steve. How do you stop a wet dog from smelling?
You plug its nose.
I see it.
Wow.
Yep.
I
Ben
kinda
gets that
got
one.
it.
Ben gets that one.
Well, it's like cut off its nose. It's a little more brutal.
Yeah. Pretty Cool.
Wow.
But that joke submitted by JC Jesse from Dad Tales Podcast. Shout out to him. Thank you.
Cool. Also, answering Steve's incessant jokes every week is our buddy Slapshot Scott. What's up, dude?
Not much, boys. What's going on? And actually played some Destiny this week.
Same.
Played a little
Nope.
Iron Banner. Yeah. One of my clan mates posted up in our clan page is like, all right, since it's the last Iron Banner, who wants to get together and kick some asses? So we did, and I didn't. I got 4 kills, I think, per match, but that was because Big Bear and his younger brother, Mini Beard, had 50 kills between the two of them that was 2 matches in a row.
What?
They went off.
Did you
It
call
was
him Mini
fucking... No, Big Bear and his brother is Mini Beard.
Oh, okay.
So shout out to those guys, man. My clan mates. Those guys fucking went off. And like after they left, fucking one of the other guys that I was with, who's usually a pretty solid player, he went off and had like 36 kills in a match and recorded it. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing tonight? Like, can I get some of that mojo? Because I can't manage more than 4. You guys are stealing everything.
You're like 50 assists. What's up?
Yeah, exactly.
I put a bullet into him. Man, Mini Beard. What a wasted opportunity.
Right.
Mini Bear D.
Yeah. One letter. You had one letter.
Oh, what a fucking missed opportunity. I hope your clan listens to this. I don't even know if they do. They're like, fuck your show, Scott.
I don't know that they listen to podcasts, which is odd, but I mean, we're all kind of older too, so I don't think that I don't think they're into the podcast thing. I think they like to listen to music.
Do they know
music.
do they know you're a Destiny celebrity, bro?
Right.
You're the biggest name in the clan.
We're
yeah, right.
We're on the D list. That's what I say. We're D list Destiny.
D for Destiny.
Yeah.
Celebrities.
Yes.
We're the Kathy Griffins of the Destiny community.
Hopefully less obnoxious.
Can we be the Fran Drescher of the Destiny community?
Oh God, I think I'd off myself. Her voice is like nails on the what is it? Fingernails on the surface of my mind. That's what Eris says. Yeah.
That's Fran Drescher.
Yeah, that is Fran Drescher. Good God.
So we got a little bit of housekeeping this week. The clan is going to be a thing. If you want to be a part of the Destiny 2 Barely a Destiny Show clan, get a hold of me or Steve or Scott, and we'll put you on the list. Fantasy football is very close. We're about to close that off. I think we need 4 more people. We don't need 4 more people, but we'd like to get more. Bigger league, bigger stuff happens. I don't know. I've never played with more than 8 people. So,
more competition.
Yeah. And more people to beat your ass, Steve.
Oh, what? Second place. I mean, you won, but
Shots
still.
fired.
Yeah, I did win. The band of the week this week is called Golf. You can find them at Golfs with an S at the end. Golfs.bandcamp.com. We're going to be playing that at the end of the show. Narwolf hit us up again, was like, hey, play this. And I was like, yes, I like it. It's a nice emo band. nice and chill. I'm gonna remind me before the end of the show that I need to move that back. Otherwise, it's gonna start in the middle of the song.
Gotcha.
So boys, I was playing some Destiny this week because it's Iron Banner this week, Control, and if you're listening to this and it's Monday, or if you're really ahead of the curve and you're listening to it on Sunday, then bravo to you, because this gets posted like middle of the day Sunday. Iron Banner has the Lingering Song with Luck in the Chamber and a perk that drops the mag size. So if you want a 2-tapper, go ahead and grind out to rank 5 in Iron Banner. Use it for less than a month-ish, or a month, until Destiny 2 comes out.
Or not at all if you're only playing because it's Iron Banner.
Yeah,
That's true.
I do want it. I'd be fun. It's like one of those guns that I want just to complete my collection. I want to be able to be like, I got it. I got the crisp 2-tapper. Other than that, Iron Banner's been real sweaty for me. I got the FPS Dominator Strike Pack. It clips onto your controller, and it adds paddles to it, and it's pretty cool. And I want to tell you about something that should only be done in PvE, but is so good. So PvE this week is Solar Burn, and I went.
Yes.
See, so I went. That'll come back into the story. I got this strike pack thing. In addition to adding paddles, you can add mods to the game, which is effectively cheat codes. So there's a rapid fire button, and I thought, what would I use that for? And then it immediately hit me, Anton's Rule, the sidearm that has the highest rate of fire for all sidearms, and you almost cannot pull the trigger as fast as it's able to shoot. So I was like, ooh.
So it's a laser beam.
No. It kicks up to the sky in about 6 shots. The recoil is insane. But instead of being like, pow, 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 like a normal sidearm, it goes, da, 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 da. Like, it's fucking broken. So I picked up an Anton's Rule, which is a solar weapon. And then I also kicked on a little thing called anti-recoil. And that just pushes the gun back down automatically. So I did make it a laser beam, and was just like, just to tell you how much you need to do that, I pulled out the waltz and used the same anti-recoil settings, and it just pushed my gun into the ground. So Anton's Rule, to get it to level out, is like, you really have to hold it down. But I've just been running around just like just fucking going crazy on people in PvE on nights and all that. May or may not have used it in an Iron Banner match and then said, I shouldn't do this.
Use whatever, don't apologize.
No, that does not. Use whatever.
That does not count. Okay.
So, just letting you all know that is a thing that people can do. I always was like, how do you cheat in console games? Apparently you can. There's all sorts of stuff on it, man. It's got drop shot from Call of Duty, where you like dive and shoot at the same time. It's got a quick scope mode, so when you pull in the left trigger, it just auto fires. It's fucking bonkers, dude.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
That's some.
So
yeah.
I highly recommend, if you want a controller with paddles, but you don't want to spend the money, it's $40. The paddles feel okay. They don't feel cheap, is what I'm going to say. So it doesn't feel high end like playing on an Elite controller or something, but it doesn't feel like you're going to just snap them. And yeah, and then playing with the mods is just, it's a hell of a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been actually like really loving coming home playing video games because I just want to use the fucking Anton's Rule. It's like an SMG now. Like, it functions exactly like the SMG does in Destiny 2. So there you go, everybody. If you want some practice, especially if you take anti-recoil off, then it's just like all over the place like the SMGs are in Destiny 2.
Right.
Yeah.
I played Destiny 1 one time after Destiny 2 beta came out, and I was terrible. So I decided I'm just gonna not play this because I felt like I was doing pretty well in Destiny 2 in the beta. So if I'm gonna play, I'm just gonna play other stuff. You know, like I don't need to play Destiny 1. I'm over it. I can wait. So I've been playing Paladins a lot.
Sorry about that, guys. I won't try and vape on this podcast again because I almost just died.
Good job. That smells really burnt.
So Paladins.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of Paladins with Steve on Friday, very late,
Yeah.
and we were both streaming. And all I can say is that my stream had the most scan lines, and at one point the most viewers.
He was trying to pilfer my viewers. He was like, "Don't watch Steve's stream. Watch my stream." I didn't bow to those tactics though. But between the two of us, like Subcult was hanging out, Phoenix was hanging out, Buster was hanging out. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun, and it was more fun at twitch.tv/DatBenMalone with all the scan lines.
Right. I had booze on my side. That's where the fun was coming from. Booze.
Yeah. My fun was coming from playing the game the best. Scott, did you play Destiny this week? You said you played a little bit of Iron Banner.
Yeah, I played a little bit of Iron Banner Thursday or Wednesday night or something, and then played Friday night because I just didn't feel like doing anything constructive.
Yeah, I tried to play with you Friday night, and it said you were on, and then I went to invite you, and then your name got like blacked out. So
Really?
like I've been in orbit too long kind of thing. Where it says online playing Destiny, but like they're AFK.
Yeah.
I fell asleep on the couch again.
Did you?
That might have been it. I don't remember falling asleep on the couch. Usually I do, but Friday night I think was an earlier night for me.
Yeah, it might have just been like in rest mode, or I don't know. Who knows? Those are.
I know I wasn't up too terribly late on Friday night.
This is like 2 a.m. when I got on.
Yeah, it was super late. We just had like a bunch of people pop on randomly too. Like we were just playing, and then all of a sudden Raven was in the party.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. He's just like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" We're like, "Shit, I mean, nothing."
Like he didn't say anything until we noticed he was in the Paladins party. I was like, "Wait a minute, that says Des Raven."
Yeah,
it's been like that, man. Unless I get on to specifically play like Banner or something, I'll see people randomly jump on and off, and that's kind of it. Like, I mean, like I said, I haven't been playing much. Was up way too late the other night trying to work on a project, and ended up face down on my keyboard about 3 o'clock in the morning, and just like, all right, this is not. I need to go to bed.
Face down on the keyboard.
Yep. And
I've actually never fallen asleep like that.
That's the first time that's happened to me since college. There was a couple times I want to say I was writing a final paper for something when I was in college, way back the first time. I definitely fell asleep while writing, and I have no idea what I turned in. I got a C on it, which was below everything else, but and I'm pretty sure my teacher's like, he was either really drunk or he had somebody who does not know how to speak English write this for him.
And you're like, both.
Yes, both. Plus tired.
I think that was the end of like a 28-hour, because it was like I worked overnight and then I had a class field trip for one of my art classes the next day, because like we had to go to New York and write some paper on an art exhibit or something when we got back. And they're like, you should have all your research done for this before we go. And then, of course, you know, being that I had to work my way through college, I didn't. So
Right.
It was one of those things where I was like, well, we're going to pull a 28, 30 something hour straight and see how it goes. And it didn't really go well.
No, that never does.
I passed the class. No, it never
That's
does.
what matters. College grades don't matter. Just pass and you're good.
Yeah. It's once you get the first job in your field. I was actually doing a lot of research on this this week, especially with like computer programming and software development and all the web development and those kind of jobs. The first job apparently they'll always look at your transcripts, or they'll always ask you what your grades were, like what your grades are, what they were. But once you get past that first job and you're like going for your second one, or you're going for a promotion or something, apparently nobody gives a shit.
Yep. Nope.
So that was one of those things where I'm like, oh, I wish I knew this like fucking 12 years ago or whatever,
Dude, one of my favorite things going to school for music, I went, and technically I don't have an arts and science degree or a fine arts degree. I have a science degree because technically it's an audio engineering job because of like the like 2 physics classes I had to take makes it an engineer. So on all my applications I get to be like bachelor's of science, bitch.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I have a BA and it's BS.
What?
I'm with you on that, Steve. My bachelor's was in like communications or something, and I was like, I guess there's a longer story behind that. That wasn't my first choice.
Yep, I chose poorly. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I chose poorly.
Yeah, it's just
I could say pretty much the same. It was a combination of me choosing poorly and me getting like royally locking horns with some professors. And like I said, well, that's another story for another day. But I went back to school and I got my another degree in Associates of Science for computer information systems. So that's what I'm currently working on. And had I known that it was actually this, I don't want to say it's easy because I had to basically retrain my brain. But once I did, it was a lot easier for me to understand like computer code and the logic and the way it's processed and the way it's written and stuff. If I had known that this was possible the first time I went to college, I would have totally just fucking bailed out of everything I had at that point and re-enrolled in computer science and made like shitloads of money because it's way better than whatever I chose the first time.
Yep.
College. What a thing. People go, people get grades, people get jobs.
People get debt. Don't forget that.
Debt. Yep. Mostly debt.
Mostly debt. Exactly. Mostly debt.
40,000 in the hole, and I don't work in my field. So, segues are a thing, and again, this is one of them. My favorite segue. Some stuff happened in the Destiny news cycle this week. Went through and did a little bit of reading of the twab. PC beta. It's coming up real soon. Got a new map. It's called Javelin 4, and that's going to be for control. So
that sounds interesting. I haven't seen shots of that yet. What is it?
There aren't any shots yet. I'm pretty sure. All we know is that it's called Javelin 4. Yeah.
Okay, so they announced it's coming with the PC beta.
Yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of new maps, we forgot to talk about this last week. We were shown a new game mode called Survival Mode, and it's on a new map. And that map appears to be it's on Mercury, but it looks kind of lighthouse-ish-y. There's like candles and shit everywhere.
Which we wouldn't know personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
I'm sad.
There's one more week. If anyone has the desire to take us to the lighthouse, next weekend is the last chance. I'll play Destiny 1 if someone's like, yo. Yeah.
Is it next weekend?
Next weekend's the last chance.
So get your trials in.
This weekend.
Get your goddamn trials in.
Yeah, I'll try and get into that then.
But I don't know. Survival mode looks cool. It's 4v4. You get 8 lives, and when anybody dies on your team, they eat one of your lives, and once all the lives are gone, you're just dead. You're just looking around at nothing.
Yeah.
To quote I think it was the goaltender, the French Canadian goaltender from the movie Slapshot. You sit in the penalty box and you think about what you did, and there's shame.
Yep. It's the penalty box. I love how everyone's like, well, I'm going to be the one eating all those lives. And like, I hope you're not. I'll probably, truthfully, I'll be the one eating like 2 of those lives. So.
It's gonna force everyone to be like, I don't want to be that guy that died the most.
Yeah, it's
You
like
know?
shaming you into being a good
It's
player.
gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be a lot more defensive, but it's also gonna generate some salt for sure.
I don't know how,
Mhm.
like, okay, so they put one power ammo on the map, and they were like, this is going to be the point of contention for everybody. And I was like, as long as it's not a sniper, we could just team shot you to death. So, like, it
but
really,
they're
like,
gonna-
one person on your team having power ammo doesn't really matter.
Right. Plus, just go throw 2 lightning grenades on that, and you're good.
Oh, yeah. Man, I was thinking about
Very
that
true.
with Endless Veil. So, on the B cap point, you know how they got those little, like, nub walls?
Yeah.
I don't know what to call them.
There's 3 of them.
But if you're running from A, you can just jump and hit the little nub wall. It'll shoot directly over the cap point with a lightning nade.
On any of the 3 walls, you can, you
Mm-hmm.
can drop the lightning nade. I was doing that like fucking crazy in the beta, and it was fun as hell.
I figured it out.
I was
right,
gonna
yeah.
say, I think I picked that up a couple times.
I usually use the big wall, the tall one on the end. It did the same job.
Yeah, it was super funny because like that B cap point on Endless Veil, you get people who are like fighting over it and not paying attention. They're just like, this guy's in front of me and I'm gonna go after him because I want this point. So you see 2 of them duking it out and you're just like, oh, this is gonna be great. Watch this. And you just toss like a lightning nade up there and it shocks them both to death and you're like,
Do a
suckers.
little dance.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like.
You emote.
I think the best part for me about the Destiny 2 beta in PvP is that PvP feels more strategic and less like skill based. So like now you can't rely solely on your thumbs, and you got to actually think. You got to plan where you're going to go. You got to work as a team. You got to position yourself right, and you don't have any time to get away from an encounter and survive. So if you can get out well, you're going to succeed in Destiny 2 beta or in Destiny 2 PvP.
Nope, just in the beta.
Just in the beta.
It's okay.
I do have to say, playing PvP for Destiny 2 in the beta, it definitely felt more balanced than it's ever been. I liked it. I agree with you, Steve. I think it definitely is more rewarding for people who are able to move around the map and think a little bit. I had a couple of games where I was playing, and because right now, like just playing Iron Banner, one of the most obnoxious things about the quick time to kill in Destiny 1, at least for me, is you've got, and again, this is just my own anecdotal evidence. I don't have any stats backing this up. It's just my own like personal experience. There's 2, I don't want to say 2 groups, but there's always like 2 scenarios I run into when I'm playing either with a group or by myself in Destiny 1. Either you're running against players who are pretty good, like gun skill wise, and they can shoot you down fast, or you're running against people who, sign on once a month to play Iron Banner, and they just spam their supers and their grenades, and they're using like the Suros regime or something, picking up kills and stuff from other people. And it's super frustrating because like as I'm trying to get better and pay attention and stuff like that to like my movement, my positioning, and think strategically, like I have to slow down for a minute and think about this stuff. And I'm like, okay, there's a group of them on the B cap point, like cafe on last exit, right?
Yeah.
And we're coming from the C side, so we need to either go in escalators, like the escalator door, and try and flank them, or we just basically 2 or 3 guys go charging right through that cafe door and toss lightning nades or something else in there to like break it up.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened the other night, and I was like, okay, I'm thinking about this, and I'm going to like execute it with my team. And before you know it, there's like 3 dudes behind us, cap and C, which we just capped. So we had to turn around and go back, and it was one of the few matches we got the shit kicked out of us. But it was like there was 3 really good players on that team, but then there were other guys who were just pack hunting, and Big Bear wiped them with a fucking fist of havoc, which is hilarious because they thought they were awesome, and then they just got dropped. But it's like you don't see that as much with D2 because it's 4v4, so it's less of a yard sale.
Yeah.
Anywhere and everywhere you go. And then, like I noticed myself with D2, I was able, once I got the basic lay of the map down for Endless Vale, I was able to sort of like run around and say, okay, there's a doorway on my left, and then there's open on my right. I'm going to try and bait them into the doorway, throw up my Titan barricade, and then when they try to go around to the open, I have two teammates there waiting for them. And these are blueberries. I wasn't like squatted up and playing.
Right.
So I think that lower time to kill really does help reward the strategic, a little more thinking and strategy. And I like that. I agree with you on that. The one complaint that I keep hearing, and I kind of felt myself, PvP is good, but the PvE experience could be better. And they're saying they fixed that, which
it's
is
in
good.
my notes. Power
Yeah.
ammo and super timers have been adjusted. They said it's not major though. They said if you played on the console beta and you hop into the PC beta, they're like, see if you can tell, see if you notice it, baby.
Interesting.
I didn't
That's
have too many issues with charging my super in PvE. Like I got it 3 or 4 times through the strike. So, and I felt like that was enough once during the boss fight, you know.
Right.
Power ammo, you just gotta like you gotta plan for it, you know. It's like I have power ammo. Do I want to use it before I get there, or do I want to save it, kind of thing? And like
Right.
if I chose to save it, I'd have it at the end, and if I used it somewhere in between, I might not have had it at the end. So I think the economy, it just makes you think about it. I don't know if I wouldn't say it's good or bad for me anyway.
See, I had power ammo. I was using the grenade launcher. I tried the shotgun a couple times in PvE. I like the way the grenade launcher functions, but I don't like the fact that it takes like almost an entire 7-round mag to bring down like a red bar cabal. You know what I mean? And
it feels weak.
And it's worth, and that was kind of like a microcosm of how my PvE experience was in the D2 beta. Because like as I'm rolling along, you know, it's one of those things where like, you know, we played Destiny 1 and we're like, all right, red bars, these guys are hilarious. And you just burn through them like it's nothing. And then you get a yellow bar and you're like, all right, this guy's a little tougher. And then you get to like a majors and you're like, okay, now I have to pay attention. And I get that. But I think one of the more, I guess, frustrating things for me in PvE with that was the fact that like so many of the red bars felt bullet spongy. You know, like these guys are supposed to be the scrubby guys of the Cabal army, the grunts and whatever. If you're gonna make them tough, like I like the phalanx shields.
Yeah,
I think that was
we were underpowered.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. We were 200 light.
Yeah, we were 200, and what was it? 210 was the strike level.
Yeah,
I'm super looking forward to that. By the way, going back in, like I remember in year 1 doing the Nightfall under leveled and being like, "Oh shit, boy, we gonna try and power level your ass."
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be sweet. I can't wait for it. I love Destiny when it was a challenge.
I like the challenge, but the frustrating thing is the bullet sponginess of some of the enemies. It's like, dude, like you got to give me something here. Like,
yeah,
make my grenade launcher one shot or at least half some of these fucking red bars. Like if I put a grenade into the middle of 3 red bars, I want them to feel it. I don't want to just be like them shrug it off and be like, hey, fuck you, guy, and then come after me because you know there isn't an easy way to stop them.
Yeah. Server maintenance is going to happen on August 8th from 8 a.m. to noon Pacific or 11 to 3 Eastern. And I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel about your Guardian not having a voice? I mean, Steve and I kind of talked about it a little bit. I will say the best explanation I've heard of it yet has been somebody being like, just give him as many lines as Master Chief had. Just because every now and again, Master Chief would be like, that's right, bitch. You know what I mean? Just like drop something like real heavy in. I mean, not that's right, bitch, but you know what I mean. End of the game, he says like one thing, and you're like, hey, he did it.
Right.
They had a pretty interesting discussion on this on Destiny
Stories?
Reset this week.
Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it. I haven't listened to the new Ghost. I'm actually saving up podcasts because I got a long drive coming up next week with the wife and the kids. So I need something to keep my brain on the road.
You should
And,
check out Barely a
engaged.
Destiny Show. It's a pretty good podcast.
Listen, those guys are assholes, especially that Slapshot guy. Fuck him.
That slap shirt guy.
Yeah, Slapshirt, or what was it? What was it? Snapshot.
Yeah,
I think.
I'm gonna make it Snap
Anyway.
Shirt Scoot, and I'm gonna make that new shirt.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like it's a weird thing because they started out with the voice and then they took the voice away.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Honestly, I think I don't really mind it. I honestly don't care. It's one of those things where it could have been handled better, but I mean, it is what it is. And honestly, it's not a big deal to me. I mean, that is kind of the story of Destiny, really, is, they did a bunch of stuff and it could have been handled better, but they got it right in the end. So it doesn't really matter. I will say, like, if you're going to talk about immersion and all this other stuff, people are like, I want my Guardian to talk. And then other people say, I don't want my Guardian to talk because it's not what I would say. I have to agree that I'm in the latter camp. Because, anybody who knows me, like in real life, knows that I am a foul-mouthed, like
your Guardian's getting kicked off the tower and being like, "Eat a dick, Gaul."
Yeah.
Yeah, like Gaul comes out and is just like, I'm gonna take your light, and my Guardian, but at that point, has already unloaded 6 rounds from his mag, and is like, "Eat a dick, motherfucker!" Like, come get me, bitch.
He just starts emoting on him.
Yeah.
That's what my Guardian does. He just does a tiny dance as Gaul walks out.
He walks out and Gaul gets hit with a fucking sticky grenade right in the face. Boom! Like, yeah, motherfucker, we ain't got a sequel because I just dealt with that.
Oh man, that's how we found out grenades weren't one-hit kills. Everyone just threw a sticky on Gaul and was like, "Oh shit."
Oh, I taught someone in the beta that sticky grenades weren't one-shot kills, and it was fantastic. It was a Dawn Blade hit me with a sticky and like just sat there, didn't shoot me or anything, and like was floating in the air. And I've just like continued shooting him the whole time, like knowing I was like, I got stuck. Oh well, keep shooting. And then the grenade went off, and it didn't even take away like maybe a quarter of my shield. Like they don't do hardly anything. And then I killed him, and I was like, that guy just learned a very hard lesson that stickies don't kill you in one shot anymore. That was fantastic.
Because I just thought of an amazing idea. So Destiny 2 is all about the team shot.
Yep.
We need a team sticky people. Just play stickies and just like double sticky someone and be like, ha ha ha, eat a dick.
Yeah, ultimate scumbag move right there. Just start sticking people, and then as they like right before they blow up, you all have to wave at them, like emote.
Yeah. I'll break dance.
Oh god, Gray Fox and I were doing that for a bit when we first started playing Destiny 1 together in PvP. Like one of us would run out front and throw stickies, and the other one would run behind him with invective and just shoot people.
Oh man!
And there was one point where Gray Fox is just like, I like throwing sticky grenades, and then right before they blow up, waving at them. I'm like, dude, how much hate mail did you get for that? He goes, I got some.
Oh man,
you're terrible.
Okay, let's stop the rabbit trail so we can talk more about Guardians now talking. I have like the community is hard split through the middle on this one for sure. There's not a whole lot of don't care.
I don't think people are a poll.
I don't think people are like salty necessarily at the other camps, but like the opinions are strong. For me, like I think like people have brought up Mass Effect and stuff, and Zelda I've heard brought up, and a couple other games. Ben just brought up Master Chief, but the biggest thing is like those are those characters. Like you're playing as Shepard, like you're watching Shepard's story or you're watching Zelda's story, but in Destiny it's your personal story. That's what they want. So and I kind of like that my Guardian doesn't talk because I talk for my Guardian. My Guardian does have a voice. It's my voice when I'm yelling at my TV as shit's going down.
Yeah.
I respond to Ghost personally. Like I do. Like I talk to I'm one of those guys.
So that brings me to my point. I would not mind if our Guardian talked or didn't talk. The only reason I mind that he doesn't talk is because now Ghost talks for me, and Ghost is a fucking jackass. I cannot fucking stand Ghost anymore. Like, it was perfect. Ghost Stories highlighted it perfectly. They were just like, it's just bullshit banter the whole time. He like offers nothing to the fucking situations anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in the Strike Me, it's like, that's a waterfall full of Vex milk.
Yeah.
And you're just like, bro, shut the fuck up. I already know this stuff. You don't gotta fucking just spout random bullshit to me the entire time. And his interactions, like acting like a jealous girlfriend about failsafe. You're just like, bro, chill the fuck out, Ghost. I hate you. I really fucking don't like Ghost at all.
Yeah, and with
I think
failsafe, she's kind of annoying, but from what I was learning was listening to that new Ghost Stories episode, is that she's probably not going to be in the whole game because she's on Nessus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we don't talk and the Ghost talks for us, it makes me feel like my character is just like some fucking jackass ghost. Like being a dipshit goofball. Like, okay, this pissed me off. When you're flying in at the beginning of the beta, when you're flying in, and he's like, you remember how I told you not to drive fast? Well, drive fast. You're just like, fucking done with you, Ghost. Get the fuck out. Like, you're a goddamn little robot.
It's so
and if
cheesy.
we die, you could just fucking revive me. What the fuck do you care if we drive fast? Does it hurt you?
Get back in my backpack and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, bitch.
I'll get you when I need to open a door.
I'm about to Resolazir his ass and just be like, Ghost, I will play perma-Destiny. Just leave me the fuck alone. That should be an option.
I still think one of the best fucking things was when I think it was Drop Slash that was talking about it, because somebody, I forget who it was, somebody in the game like says something like mean or fucking bad. Like, they don't treat Ghost, they do something to him. I forget what it was. And I think Drop Slash made the point. He's like, hey, listen, he may be an idiot flashlight garage door opener, but he's my idiot flashlight garage door opener.
Exactly. The my redheaded stepchild argument.
I just laughed so hard when he said that. I'm like, oh my God.
I could leave Ghost on the front step of a church or at a fire station. I would. I've just fucking abandoned.
He's giving up his child.
That's
Ghost.
just savage right there. I think, I can't blame. I like Nolan North's voice acting. I think he's doing a good job as Ghost. I think my issue is some of the dumb shit that they've written for Ghost to say. Like, they're like, oh, we need to get the we need humor in the game because we don't have as much Cade in this one, so we need to make the Ghost crack jokes. And it's like, no. Especially if they're like lame.
Right.
I forgot to tweet out that we were live.
I just saw him pull it up on his phone. He like typed it all out and then didn't hit tweet.
Shit. So speaking of Twitter, I've got news stories. You're like, that segue didn't make any sense. Do you have anything else to say about the Guardian's voice or Ghost being a stupid piece of shit?
Just that. Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm okay with the Guardian not having the voice, because like a lot of people like, it just seems weird. You don't say anything. It's like, you guys, like, I get it. Okay, fine. But like, coming from my own personal perspective, again, I would not, whatever they record is not going to be something I'd say. And if you're saying like, we want you to be immersed in this game and whatever, else, like, don't make my Guardian talk.
The only thing
is
it's just weird when people like say something to you and you just kind of like stare back at them. You're just like, okay. Or
I do that in real life though. So, I mean, I do that in real life. So it's
Ghost.
like, yeah, I just kind of stare at him like, the fuck. Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know.
So your Guardian does talk like you do. It just doesn't say shit.
Yeah. It just doesn't. He just doesn't curse as much, or make the obscene gestures and whatever else.
And when your son starts to talk, he'll be like Ghost, because they're about the same like mental skill level. Ghost and your son right when he starts to talk.
Oh, geez.
Actually, I think Ghost still might be stupider.
I was gonna say, let's not shortchange our children here. Ghost is kind of a moron.
Right.
My kid who can barely talk is smarter than Ghost.
I mean, my son did just discover his feet. Ghost still hasn't mentioned that he doesn't have any. So
Oh my god.
It's true. It's true. Hey, what if Ghost is so obnoxious because he got like a different portion of light when he got his light back? And it's like a different soul.
He's got an extra light. He's got an extra light chromosome.
Like we traded our like fairly decent Ghost for someone's
he got
retarded
brain.
one.
It's like when people go comatose or whatever, and their brains without oxygen for so long. Like,
Yeah, he has brain
there is
damage.
a chance of brain damage.
Ghost
Ghost has brain damage.
Oh,
Confirmed. We figured it out, guys. Good job. Good job.
All right.
One of those
D2 lore, you heard it here first.
one of those times when
Exclusive.
Protus stepped on
He's got
kinda
light
got Ghost.
light damage.
Oh, God.
Oh man, he's just like, yeah. That's the only thing I can think of, Steve. I think you're right about that, because he went from like somewhat useful to total
Just so
fucking
stupid.
idiot. You're just like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, there's not even
Shut
any
up.
doors to open anymore. Like, what's he for?
There's no doors to open.
So
At least there hasn't been yet, from what we've seen.
speaking
Maybe
of
that's why he's so like fucking dumb, is because he's lost his purpose, and he's like, I feel shitty, so I'm just gonna try and talk to hope they keep me around.
He's
it's like,
depressed.
instead of muscle atrophy, he's got like brain atrophy from just not doing anything.
Yeah.
The
Got
contact
any
route gave
doors
him
for me to
brain
open?
atrophy.
No. Oh
So
god.
speaking of dumb stuff, some dumb things have been happening IRL lately, and I want to talk about them. So, I think it was like 2 weeks ago we had a little shenanigans news where we're just talking about stuff that isn't Destiny, and this, after all, it is barely a Destiny show. So, guys, where do we want to start? I got a couple news stories. We don't have to hit all of them, but you guys hear about this Anheuser-Busch guy?
No. Oh, so is this, you posted Budweiser
No, I haven't.
helicopter? Is this what this is about?
Yeah. Okay. So, God damn it. Let me find this.
Yeah, he's like, all he says is Budweiser helicopter in our segment ideas channel.
man.
And
They're like,
it's just
what
like,
the fuck does that even
Yeah,
mean? Is
what-
this like
what?
FWI or what?
This is gonna try and play an ad.
mute it.
Mute. There we go. Mute, please. Nope. Oh, there it is.
The following ad is being condensed
no.
for your
Oh, that was
Okay,
the
good.
worst.
There we go.
You didn't hear it, but it was like the following ad.
all our listeners are gonna be like, did they get sponsored? No,
No,
we
not
didn't get sponsored.
Just reloading websites.
But if you'd like to, hit us up.
Okay, so the former Anheuser-Busch CEO, it's August Bush the Fourth. He pretty much got a DUI in a helicopter.
Wow.
Wow.
What? Okay. Hold.
That is some next level shit.
Oh,
guys.
just wait. There's more.
Oh yeah, it's worse. This is the headline.
Oh,
Cops found
boy.
loaded guns, pills, and dogs inside Anheuser-Busch Scion's chopper. So, the dude had 3 or 4 loaded
Dogs?
guns. Yeah, like 8 dogs in his helicopter, 3 or 4
What the
loaded
fuck?
guns, and he fucking lands it in just some random ass parking lot.
In St. Louis, he was in his hometown still.
Yeah. So
What
and
the fuck
it was
is
like
he
him
doing?
and his wife.
Oh, his wife was with him.
Yeah. So the cops pull up as he's trying to fly away, and they said that he was like slurring his words. He like wasn't making sense, and they gave him a little DUI test, and he wasn't drunk, just fucked up on pills. So yep, that's a thing that happened. What are
Did
you
they
doing with all
actually-
those dogs and guns?
Yeah. 8 dogs, 4 guns. Why?
Good God, man.
In a helicopter? Like, how big is this
What was it?
helicopter?
I was just gonna say, was it like a fucking Black Hawk, or was it like one of the twin rotor Chinooks that the fucking Marines used to drop Humvees out of?
Oh, it's his own personal helicopter. He's just that rich.
It's probably
So
not
then-
that big if it's his personal
Yeah, it's
helicopter.
just a little helicopter. Oh, you.
So it was like the one in Jurassic Park then.
I don't know. I'm
How do you-
gonna look up the Anheuser-Busch
how do you fit 8 dogs in a helicopter like that? Like a Black Hawk, okay, it's a cargo helicopter. I can see that.
Yeah,
how the fuck do you
what kind
fit
of dogs
8
are these?
dogs?
Yeah, are
I
they
mean,
like 8 Chihuahuas
Chihuahua.
or 8 like Great Danes or Saint Bernards or something?
Mastiffs? Yeah.
Because I feel like we're missing the point. The man was drunk flying a helicopter.
Well, yeah. I mean,
The dogs is a weird thing, but like, what the fuck? What are you doing?
here's a picture of it. Okay, I found a picture of it.
Good
Oh, you
God.
found a picture of his helicopter?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not that big, but actually the Jurassic Park helicopter.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Wow.
So if you played Grand
Wow.
Theft Auto 5 and you ever steal one of those helicopters for the helicopter tour area, that's about the size of this man's helicopter with 8 dogs, his wife, and 4 loaded guns and a bunch of pills.
Was he trying to like kill himself and his wife, or
I don't know.
And his 8 dogs. Or it didn't say that all the
His
dogs
8
were his
dogs?
though. It just
Yeah.
said with 8 dogs. So maybe he went on a dog kidnapping spree to
that
accumulate 8
explains the
dogs.
guns?
Yeah. Give me your fucking dog at
Just
gunpoint.
like-
Yeah.
He just
Dog
hovers
napping.
over. Yeah, he just hovers over like a dog park and comes down on a rope with the loaded guns. He's like, "Give me your fucking dogs now."
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's fucking
I'd probably
weird.
still fight him though.
Got another news story here. Indonesia has been deploying soldiers to protect against marauding monkeys.
Wait, these monkeys had guns, right? I think I saw something about a monkey with a gun.
I don't. That's
recently.
not what I heard.
Oh.
So basically, is that macaques?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Question mark.
So the long-tailed macaques have been growing increasingly bold with their interactions with humans in the Boyali, whatever, district of central Java, north of some city.
In a place.
Okay, so the police said the monkeys started coming here 2 months ago, and after we shot one of them, the rest didn't come back. Now they're back again. So there's
Oh, it's
literally-
revenge.
This is like a
It's-
low-budget
It's
version of
Monkey
Planet of
Gang
the Apes.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Monkey Gang Wars, dude. They're like, you shot my motherfucking brother. I'm gonna come back for you.
So they're basically like, as long as they don't disturb the villagers, we won't shoot them.
It
It's
says
so
that
weird.
most of the villagers that were attacked are senior citizens, so the monkeys are picking off the weak ones.
Your grandma's sitting in her little makeshift house.
Oh my
monkeys
God.
coming after her. Get them off me, George. The monkeys are
Yes.
coming.
Oh, and a child, 4th grade student. Boom.
Yeah, that's
the weak
yeah,
ones.
dude. It's fucking weird. I remember watching a documentary, and I think it was one of those like crazy fucking like world's most dangerous animals type documentaries where they go over a bunch of different animals and they're talking about like the different fatality statistics of them. And I'm pretty sure monkeys were on there. I don't remember which one, but some of them can get pretty aggressive.
I love this. Here's another quote. Slingshots, paintballs, or firecrackers can scare them, but monkeys are intelligent. If the people have used a slingshot, tomorrow they have to use something else. Monkeys can read these tactics.
Oh shit.
There's a fucking
They're learning.
tactical monkey
Yeah.
war going on in Indonesia.
This is
They're little
this is
monkeys,
Planet
too.
of the
Yeah,
Apes.
they're not big.
They're the ones that look like tiny baboons.
Again, those are macaques.
Macaques. Yeah. Google it.
Google macaque.
Oh.
I got. This is a short one. It's just weird to me. There's a World Santa Claus Congress.
Oh yes, I've heard about that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there are rules for being a Santa Claus.
Yeah, and they all meet up in Denmark apparently, and it's in its 60th year. So congratulations,
Oh,
World Santa Claus
shit.
Congress. In other news, a Texas man shoots armadillo. Bullet ricochets back in his own face.
That's amazing.
Fucking Texas.
That's
man.
a fucking Darwin Award if I've ever heard of it.
Right?
God.
I
Seriously.
love this tagline on the article. It says, "The armadillo is still at large."
Oh, he didn't get the armadillo.
I didn't find it. It said
Wounded.
Oh.
He didn't die, so it can't be a Darwin.
he went,
That's amazing. I have to ask the question: why was the guy shooting at an armadillo?
Yeah,
Is this like
exactly.
a Texas thing, or like? Because I mean,
Probably Texans
like-
and guns, they're just
I would
Like,
shoot an
let's-
armadillo. Actually, I would stab it. I want its skin to make a ronroco. It's like an armadillo skin guitar. That's a different thing.
yeah, no.
all right.
Yeah, they're
well,
like, don't do
I
anything
mean,
to hurt anything.
Guess what he shot it with?
that sounds, I don't know, man. I just think that's kind of a crazy thing. Like my sister-in-law lived in Houston for a bit, and she said that there are quite a few. I mean, there's crazy people everywhere, but there like Texas crazy is like a special brand. Because you get people who shoot at armadillos for no reason, and apparently it didn't work out for that guy.
So
Wow.
it's a .38 revolver, which looks like a real gun. I don't know much about it.
Jesus.
It reminds me of like the old 50s like gangster revolvers
Oh,
where the
snub
like
nose.
the barrel is tiny.
So the dude put
That's
3
38
shots
special.
into it. The last one ricocheted back and hit him in the jaw. He was then
Oh,
airlifted to a
God.
nearby hospital, and they wired his jaw shut.
Huh.
I love this. The end of it just is a quote. It says, "We didn't find the armadillo," the sheriff said.
How do you even respond to that as like a law enforcement official? Like somebody calls and they're like, I shot an armadillo and then it ricocheted and hit me in the jaw. Like,
My husband
I don't think
has
I'd be
been
able to-
shot.
yeah. I
Who
don't
shot
think
your
I'd be
husband?
able to like stop myself from saying, good job, fucking moron.
Right.
Who shot your husband? Oh, technically him.
I mean, cops get some crazy stuff. The cops called on me at work yesterday.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Um,
I'll give the short version real quick. Lady came in with a complaint. I manage a pizza place. Lady came in with a complaint, brought her pizza in. She said it was from yesterday. I was like, I believe your complaint. What's your phone number so I can verify your order yesterday and then, accommodate you? And she couldn't remember her phone number. And she guessed once. She didn't want to guess any more than once. I typed it in the computer. Nothing pops up. I'm like, well, I can't help you. I have to be able to provide the paperwork to give you something for free. And then she argued with me a bunch, said, I'm going to call the cops. I said, go ahead. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They'll come. They'll talk to us. They'll side with me and make you leave. And that's exactly what happened.
I wish we could film this kind of stuff.
Jesus.
Oh,
man.
it's on film because there's cameras at my store.
Okay.
She should lay off the ice.
Yeah, it was really funny. At the end, the cops were like, "Do you want her to leave?" I said, "Yes, please." I was just like,
Oh, that's amazing.
So this is our last news story. I like this. I think I'm gonna try and keep doing this.
heck yeah.
NASA is looking for a. They have a job opening, and that job opening is for the role of a planetary protection officer.
Yes, I saw this
too on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, it is what it sounds like.
And it said at first 6-figure salary, but it's like upper 6-figure salary at most.
It's like
Did you guys
it's under 200,000.
actually read the job description for that though?
Yeah, it's not as silly as it sounds.
Right. They probably
No,
want
it's-
someone like ex-military that was pretty high up, like a retired general or something that's just bored.
It seems
It's
almost
a-
like a
it's a
CDC kind of thing
Yeah, it's basically CDC type stuff
for space.
Yeah.
Because that was the first thing I thought. I'm like, oh shit, I've got qualifications for this because I shot aliens in the face on video games. I'm totally doing this.
I
Just
could
like
defend
every
the
other
planet.
person.
I've done it with at least 6 different main characters.
Yes.
Exactly.
I've defended the planet
I sent
from
it to a co-
gods. Okay,
Gods,
Yeah.
gods and
sentient machines.
people time traveling and shit.
Yep.
I've defended the universe, not even the galaxy.
Yeah, the whole universe, and discovered a completely new one.
Look, I have defended the Milky Way galaxy, and I started to defend the Andromeda galaxy, but got bored because that game sucks.
Yep. It's like, oh, you guys can just forget about it.
Oh man.
Oh man. You know what's actually pretty funny talking about fucking job postings. There was one I was looking. There's a company in Texas that they're looking for programmers to write avionics software for a spacecraft. And I have a good friend of mine who actually works he basically works on flight simulators for the military. Just put it that way. So he plays like real time large video games for a living and fixes them and stuff. So as soon as I saw that posting, I'm like, dude, we got to apply to this. We can be X-Wing pilots. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I'm like, "A lot."
Yes, they
You
do.
know
man.
this.
So on this article is a GIF or a GIF, however you say it in your neck of the woods. GIF of Armageddon. And this is funny because the other day I like popped out and I was like, asked my roommate what he was watching. He's like, Armageddon, and I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, it's that movie with Ben Affleck and the big black guy I can't remember. It was a really obscure movie that he referenced. And I'm like,
The Green Mile?
Ving Rhames? Yeah, The Green Mile. It wasn't that obscure, I guess. And I was like, you're going to explain, first of all, you're explaining to me what Armageddon is. Like, I've seen that movie. And I was like, second, you're not going to say, that movie where Bruce Willis and Steve Buscemi saved the world? You're going to say Ben Affleck and Ving Rhames?
Yeah.
Those are your takeaways?
You're not going to say that movie that popularized the hit Aerosmith song, I Don't Want to Close My Eyes?
Exactly. We were like, and Liv Tyler too, man. You could even reference Liv Tyler. He's like, I don't like Liv Tyler.
Steven Tyler.
But she was in the movie.
Right.
Oh, man. Well, guys, I had some other stuff, but we're about at our time limit. We can always push it off to next week. I was going to talk about some TV shows. There's really only one that I've been watching. I've been watching the show called Ozark, or Ozarks.
Oh, is that good? I saw it on
it's
Netflix.
It's Breaking Bad with Jason Bateman.
Okay, it's good.
He's a money launderer, and it's actually like really good. I watched 2 episodes of it last night, and I was like, bravo. I like it.
Cool. I need something new to watch because I just finished Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is not that good.
Yeah, you guys Scott, you got a recommendation for me? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sucks. I hate that show.
Season 2 was like fairly decent, and then like I just hung on for hope, and it's comic booky. But yeah, I don't know. Ghost Rider, however, was way cooler in the show than in the movie. Better Ghost Rider than Nick Cage. Saying it.
Okay, so saying that it's better than Nick Cage is pretty easy. Ghost is better than Nick Cage.
Oh,
Ouch.
I said
Ouch.
it.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Wow, this is like a loud place to have my phone. Yeah. Anybody else got any TV recommendations before we go?
I've been breaking the mold. I haven't been watching. I've been holding off on Game of Thrones till the season's done because my wife and I usually will binge watch that, and we
You
don't
only have to buy
cable.
HBO for 1 month.
Yeah, pretty much. So
fuck
there was
Game of
that.
Thrones.
Why?
Oh God, everybody with their
No, this
I
is this
hope-
is why I have a good reason. Because I have a show
Okay.
tonight, and
this
no
would
one.
be the first good reason.
Oh yeah.
I have a
honestly.
show tonight. My band's playing, and I've heard from 4 or 5 people that they're not going to come because they have Game of Thrones night.
Exactly.
Are you
Including
fucking
our
kidding me?
youngest brother.
And I was like,
He's like, I have a
Damn it.
standing Game of Thrones party every Sunday. And I'm just like,
same thing happened with Breaking Bad before, and it's happened to me with Game of Thrones before as well. I'm just like, I hate Game of Thrones because I always seem to have a show on Game of Thrones night. So,
terrible.
fuck you, Game of Thrones. You know how hard it is to sell tickets to your band's show? You know how hard it is to sell tickets to your band's show when Game of Thrones the same night? Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Show's
All
over.
right.
This season's pretty
All
good
right.
though so far.
I'll grant you that. I'll grant
Yeah.
you that. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty awesome. I'm not super like anti-spoileries because a lot of my friends and I have talked about, like, I have friends who've read the books, and I'm like, all right, this is what I think is going to happen. You tell me. And they're like, yes, no, yes, maybe. So it's kind of funny. So I got a general idea, but I'm just holding off to watch that until my wife, till we get caught up and we can like watch that season together. I've been breaking the mold lately. Usually I watch like dramas and sci-fis and stuff. I've been watching a lot of Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, yeah, dude. We were talking about that
buddy.
earlier this week.
Yeah, it's
I haven't seen
fucking
the newest
awesome.
season yet.
No, I'm only up to like season 4, I think it was, because I started watching like late and I only watched occasionally. And my wife hates it. She's like, "This is dumb." I'm like, "This is fucking hilarious." I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a great show.
And
It's
then,
hilarious after you watch a couple episodes and you got to figure out the humor.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to get into because I saw the movie initially and I'm like, "This is like fucking funny." And then I started watching the show. I'm like, this isn't as funny as the movie. And it took like 2 or 3 episodes before you get in. You're like, all right, I get what's going on now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
That's
My
how-
wife has been watching. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that's how I knew that Mrs. Det Ben Malone was a keeper. Because when I came over to her house for the first time, she's got a signed picture of Leahy and Randy.
Oh,
And I was like, I love
Oh
you.
God, that's awesome.
nice.
That is awesome.
Yep.
I have a
Yeah,
recommendation.
my wife. Go for it, dude.
Oh, it's I can watch it over and over, and it's not very well known. Happy Endings, great sitcom. It's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Been watching Making History. It's got one of the guys from Happy Endings in it.
Yes, so good.
Making History is really funny, and I was like, when am I going to get season 2? And they're like, Fox canceled it. And I was like, fuck.
Fucking
Fox
Fox.
cancels a lot of good shows
Firefly.
Yeah.
before they get a chance.
Who originally had Arrested Development?
Fox.
Yeah, so Fox.
Was it Fox? Or was it
Yeah.
ABC?
So Fox.
No, it was Fox.
Stop it.
Oh my god.
Stop it, you idiot. When you get a funny show,
Hey.
keep it.
They need to make room for more spin-offs of American Idol or whatever the fuck nonsense they're doing now.
Now you
Right.
think you can roller skate.
Yeah, exactly. Some bullshit like that.
17 seasons. Do it now.
Yep. Oh god, American Idol's over. By the way,
Good.
in case anyone didn't know, it's done.
No, that just shows you how often I watch TV. Although I will say Comedy Central is getting pretty bad with that too. Like the last time I had cable, Futurama was in its like renewal seasons, and I'm like, sweet, we got 2 seasons before they shit canned it for like some bullshit sketch comedy that was basically the Sarah Silverman show but with Amy Schumer or something. And I'm like, she's not even fucking
oh my
funny.
God.
Or they had to make
I-
more room to put more reruns of Drawn Together on.
Yeah, I seriously almost threw something at the TV. They're like, "Oh, Futurama's canceled for this new show." It's like, "Fuck you!" And I was like,
They need to
No.
stop giving stand-up comedians sketch TV shows because, like, rarely are they good.
Yeah, Chappelle's
Yeah.
show was good.
Yep.
Mind Mencia? No.
The Louis C.K. one is decent.
Inside Amy Schumer? Nope.
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 that was actually one I think Futurama got shit canned for. So I was pissed. I'm like,
Key
I don't
and
even
Peele?
like her stand-up.
Yeah, Key and Peele has its moments.
Yeah. I don't even think that Amy Schumer is not funny. I don't know. My problem with female comedians is I feel like they fall back on saying pussy a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Really?
don't find that to be very funny.
I think for me, it's just I can't relate that well
I've
to female
see, this is the worst
comedians.
'cause I can't think of any examples, but there are like a couple of female comedians that I'm like, they're really fucking funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Jess McKenna. She's more of an
You know-
improv comic, but she fucking cracks me up. And
And I
so
think-
does
You know who-
shit, I can't remember her name. Lauren Lapkus. She also cracks me up in like almost everything she does. So I don't
One of
hate girl
the,
comedians.
One of my favorite comedians for a while before I think she kind of got a little too PG because it used to
Mhm.
just be, and a fair disclaimer here, I love insult comedy.
Okay.
I think brutal insult comedy is fucking hilarious because I'm a terrible person mostly. But Lisa Lampanelli, I thought she was fucking hilarious,
yeah.
just ruthless. And then you see her at the like the different Comedy Central roasts and
Yeah.
stuff.
She's on every
And you're
single
like-
one because she's so good.
Yeah, and you're like, God damn,
Well,
like
So is
even
Jeff
if I didn't-
Ross, but Jeff Ross sucks.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
By
By the way, there's a lot of terrible dude comedians too. We're
Yeah.
not sexist on this show.
He had a couple. Jeff Ross had a couple really good roasts, but for the most part, they weren't great.
Well, he's out of ideas.
but,
When he
like-
showed up dressed as Prince, I was like,
Yeah.
why? What is happening?
Yeah.
Really, the last one I saw was him dressed as was it Fidel Castro or something? It
Yeah.
was like some fucking communist
why?
country
He's
dictator.
resorting to gimmicks.
That's I guess that's where we're at with Jeff Ross.
Yeah,
I mean, you do 70 Comedy Central roasts, and you run out of ideas.
for sure, for sure.
That is true.
I think
Can we
But
roast
yeah.
Jeff Ross? I want that.
I think we
Comedy
just
Central
did.
roast of Jeff.
We just- yeah, we
not
just did.
us. I want Comedy Central to do it.
oh yeah,
Like, hey Jeff, fuck you, idiot.
exactly. Then they can talk about his stupid gimmicky outfits.
What was the last roast where that they had? I think it was. I want to say it was Ann Coulter was on the roast, and everybody's like,
Oh,
"Why the
man.
hell would you let her out of her?"
And she
cage?"
was fantastic.
Yeah, and she fucking bombed, and people like ripped her harder than whoever they were supposed to be roasting because she bombed. And I I was reading something, and I apparently they had like a whole script written for her that was pretty good and funny, you know, and played off like her Fox News persona and whatever.
Uh-huh.
But she like basically walked in the door and said, "I'm not doing any of this. I'm going to do my own thing." And so she fucking, that's why she bombed, was because she didn't take the jokes that were written for her. And so like everybody knew that going into it and saw it, and they're just like, you know, target on her back. So they just
Right.
lit her up, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think going back to female comedians, I actually think that as far as comedy writing goes, my favorites are all females. Like Tina Fey is everything she touches is gold. Amy Poehler is fantastic comedic writer too. You know, like those a lot of these sitcoms are written by, you know, head writer female comedians, and they're fantastic.
If you want to check out stuff that they're not good in, check out the UCB show. That shit sucks.
What show was that?
The UCB show, I think it's fucking terrible.
I
Like, I really like
is.
improv comedy, and well,
Yeah.
UCB has like Matt Walsh, Matt Besser, Amy Poehler, like a lot of old school people. Like fuck.
Former SNL.
Well, what's Michael Scott? What the fuck's his name? Steve
Carell.
Yeah, he used to be
No,
UCB. Or it's either UCB or ASCAT, but I don't like either of them. They're fucking terrible. It's so hard to find a good improv comedy set.
I feel like Tina Fey makes fun of her improv comedy on her shows quite frequently. Like,
Yeah.
especially on 30 Rock, she makes reference to the fact that she like, I'll just go back to teaching improv, and it's like really lame.
Yeah.
What was the?
If you want
she
a good
did something
improv comedy
after.
podcast, you can listen to Improv for Humans. That's Matt Besser's show, and that show's really fucking funny.
I'll have to check it out.
What was the Tina Fey show that was after 30 Rock? It was like a
The
news
Muppets.
agency
Wait,
or radio
That's just
station.
another.
Are you talking about Parks and Rec? Because she, I think, was involved in that, but
No, there was another one she was involved in.
Kimmy Schmidt. I don't know.
yeah, the
Wait.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is Tina Fey's writing. That was the thing she did after 30 Rock. I think the show you're
30
thinking
Rock
of
was-
is 30 Rock, because that's about a TV show.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm thinking of something. When you were talking about something, I was thinking of something else. Never mind.
Or,
30 Rock is the one I was thinking of. Yeah, that was fucking funny.
Yeah.
The reboot
Great.
of the Muppets is 30 Rock. With
Yeah,
Muppets.
30 Rock with Muppets. And
It's-
that's done, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't very good, so.
No, it wasn't. It was still, they tried, and like props were trying, but like only a couple.
A couple bits landed. The
Yeah.
rest was kinda...
The whole dynamic of Miss Piggy and Kermit not being together, and Kermit just dating another pig, was really strange.
I was watching MasterChef Junior, one of my favorite shows. And Miss Piggy was on it, and it was really weird because they made her like one of the contestants for the episode, and I swear it sounded like she middle of the episode it sounded like she screamed my tits are on fire, but I don't. That apparently wasn't what she said. I don't remember what it was.
Oh God.
It was super weird though. Well, guys,
Yeah, that's. I don't know, man. That sounds like it would be very odd. Did they just do it? Was it like a Miss Piggy gimmick thing because there were kids on? They're like,
Yeah.
kids like Muppets, sure.
dude, MasterChef Junior. I'm gonna let you all into the secret dark mind of me. It's where I get out a lot of my aggression. I just talk shit about every kid on that show.
Really?
Yeah, it's so much fun. I love to just like
Wait.
harass these kids because they'll never know. And my boss,
I
is
do
like,
that in Destiny.
Well, my boss is like, "Oh, you want me to ruin that show for you?" And I looked at him as go, "How? Imagining my daughter on the show? Already done it. Still like to roast these kids. What up, bro?"
Yeah, I do that in Paladins.
Wow.
Get on the point.
Oh no, I love roasting these kids. Just being like, that kid looks like a fucking idiot.
Right.
Look, I'm not a bad person out in public, just in private.
Where you should be.
I should be a bad person in public? You want me
No,
to just
you should
start
only be.
roasting kids on the sidewalk?
Maybe you should.
Nice haircut, dick face.
Or you could do like some of these quote social experimenters, and then like do illegal stuff that scares the shit out of people, and then just be like, no, just kidding, it's okay, it's a social experiment.
My social experiment is, what will a parent do when I walk up to their kid and say, "You look like a douchebag"?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think that'll about wrap us up today. We're on to just making fun of kids, so I think we're done.
There is one thing.
What?
The poll. We
Oh, yeah.
We
So
got to bring up the
we
poll.
did a poll this week. Last week we did a poll about pooping. This week we did a poll about pooping. We didn't talk about the poll or pooping because we didn't have a guest. That's fine. I like doing shows without a guest sometime. What up? I think we are. Do you believe we have a guest next week though? So that'll be sweet.
I'm looking for it real quick. Where is it?
Oh Jesus!
There we go. I found it. It went from 35 votes like 2 or 3 days ago, and then Subcult retweeted it, and it jumped to 173 votes.
Jesus!
I was like, "What? This is insane."
Subcult, hooking
Okay.
it up.
So the question was, how do you prepare your toilet paper for wiping?
This is a fucking lie.
I cannot comprehend how this is a thing, but apparently, with 173 votes, I've been wrong. Well, not wrong, but we're different or weird. And most people that have been on the show, aside from 2, are different or weird. Crumple didn't win.
Folding won with 62% of the votes, but even more baffling than that, Crumple is 16% and roll it around your hand is 17.
Yeah.
Who the fuck does that? Well, apparently 17% of the people. 4% said other, which I can only imagine is taking the entire roll and just wiping it like a corn on the cob against your butt.
Right. And other got 4%, and there was a please explain, and it led to a very hilarious and very ridiculous thread involving. Well, Buster chimed in and was like, "Does no one use wipes?"
Yeah.
But
I saw that.
We're all
Yeah.
savages, Buster.
Yeah, I saw Buster chime in, and I'm like, right on cue.
But the Canuck show responded. He's like, 3 seashells for the win, and it just snowballed from there. They were like, we were theorizing about how they worked exactly, and then there's some explanations that I'm not going to talk about on the
I
show.
will. You grab the poop with 2 of them like chopsticks, and then you wipe your butt with the last one. You kind of scrape it clean.
Yep, I still don't understand how that works.
No, it wouldn't work. I don't.
Yeah.
That's how you get a bloody butt.
Oh my
Scraping
God.
it too hard.
Hatchie Dave is pissed that folding is winning. He's calling people liars. Bit Dead is apparently a folder because he said that it's going to be on top. Lazarus the Lich said, "You know what you fold? Laundry, a bad poker hand, and your arms. That single ply TP doesn't deserve folding." Hashtag toilet talk.
Okay. Yeah. So we
All
have
right,
a lot of-
4chan, we see you.
lot of hot takes on some hot steamy poops.
Right. So look out for the next week's poll. This is I don't know. So we might stray away from the toilet one for a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah,
but there will be a
what was
poll.
our poll that we were supposed to do? We talked about it earlier today.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I don't know. I'll write it down when we listen back to the episode.
Did we have a poll today? I don't remember.
Yeah. Ben said we need to do that as our poll this week. I just can't remember what it was. Oh, I remember.
What?
Do you care that your guardian doesn't talk?
Oh yeah, I want to see.
Oh,
I wanna
okay,
see
right.
that.
So, yep.
So as always, I've been Det Ben Malone. You can find me on Twitter at Det Ben Malone. You can find my Twitch, twitch.tv/Det Ben Malone. It's where you're watching this. If you're watching it on Twitch, you can find me on PlayStation, Det Ben Malone as well. Come play some games with me. If you have Titanfall 2, hit me up. I really want to play more Titanfall 2.
Right on. I'm Xanafan 711 everywhere, literally everywhere. So if you're on some random dating site or something, try Xanafan 711. You might
You're on
find
Grindr.
me. I don't think I'm on
Grindr.
I don't think I'm on Grindr. That might be the one thing. Maybe I should sign up for Grindr. So if anyone
what
wants to
Grindr
find
is?
me on, yes, I do. I'm aware of what Grindr is, but perhaps I should get on there anyway. Hey, they might just want to talk to me through there. Maybe they have a great chat feature on that app. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I always had my suspicions growing up, and now I know.
I'm literally just I'm not going to be on Grindr. That was the joke, everybody.
No, it wasn't.
No, but Xanafan
Steve
711
does it.
everywhere. Hit me up on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot lately, so come say hey.
Grindr. You can find our show at barelyADS on Twitter and send us an email to barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com. Ask us questions. Also, if you're in a band, hit us up. We have one more in the books, and then we're gonna start recycling bands. If you're in a band, you want to be on the show, hit us up. Maybe we'll just have you on the show to talk.
Yeah.
Scott, where can people find you on the internet?
Space Interwebs. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Slapshot, Scott. The O's are zeros. Otherwise, you can find me face down on my keyboard at 3 o'clock in the morning because I am trying to complete projects and I fall asleep.
Cool.
How's that YouTube coming?
Dude, like I said, I'm not even thinking about it right now. I've got other stuff going on. I'm working on a couple of projects here. I found, interestingly enough, some old stuff that I wanted to post for my portfolio. And it's much like getting a project car running. You go, you find it on Craigslist, you go buy it for cheap, and you're like, this is going to be great. I'm going to go home, change the fluids, start it up, and then I'm going to work on it. And it's like, you just bought like a 2,000, 3,000 pound pile of shit that does not work at all. A lot of my old like code projects and apps that I built like 4 or 5 years ago now are the same thing. I'm just looking at them going, it's going to be easier to rip the whole fucking thing apart and just build it over now.
Right.
All right. Well, guys, that's it. That's the show.
Yeah.
We're going to play golf.
Hey.
Again, you can find golf at golf.bandcamp.com.
Don't forget to rewind this song.
I do need to rewind this song. Yeah. So me and Steve are gonna sit here and listen to some music, and the rest of us, aka Scott, we're just gonna boot him off this call. See you, bit. I'm just kidding. All right. Until next week, be the light that you want to see in others. Peace out.
Peace out, everybody.
Later, guys.
Rewind. Oh no. All right. Here we go. Thanks again for listening to episode 27 of Barely a Destiny Show. Again, that was Golf. You can find them at golf.bandcamp.com. Be sure to check out their music and pick it up and listen to it and tell them that you love them.
Lit AF.
We'll see you next week at around 2 p.m.-ish Eastern on twitch.tv/DebtBenMalone. All right, see ya, everybody. Have a good week.